We played Colmar before. I think it was before you had colour TVs. It was quite a long while ago. And it was great. It was wonderful, you know. And we recently played in France, didn't we? In
Hellfest we did a few years ago.
Hellfest, and we did one recently. And so it's great. Yeah, great. You know, our music seems to go down very well in France. So we just hope we can have a great show tonight, and this will increase our visits to France. Yeah.
Maybe we could do a Tour de France. Not bike.
Not on bike. We tend to find our audience follows us everywhere, so we'll kind of get people from all over Europe will come to this concert festival, and then we'll do another one in Switzerland or Germany, and some French people come over there, you know, so it's kind of one of those that is, which is great, you know, it does your heart good. Yeah.
And it does help. We've got a good lineup. We've got, you know, Schenker and Status Quo, so it's a good lineup, so their fans come and our fans come, so everybody has a really good ticket, because it's a fun night. They can see three great bands and artists.
It's a good bill. The three is a good bill.
Only 17, fell in love with that gypsy queen. It taught me hold on. My father was the leading man, said you're not welcome on our land. And then as a fool, he told me to go.
I think it's, you know, we've had a lot of luck along life's way, you know, and a lot of good songs that have stood the test of time that people still like hearing in the live arena, and that gives us a foundation to record new music and bring that to the fans too, and it keeps us alive, keeps the fans alive. And so I think it's always down to the music in the end. The songs is everything. Yeah, you can have all the image in the world, you know, and chop people's heads off or whatever, you know, wear your hair up here and look crazy, but you know, the bottom line is the only thing that survives is the music.
The only thing you're up against, you're fighting against, is the X Factors type of pop stuff that's flooding the market of music. So it's festivals like this that help survive the rock artists, because some people in the press and this, that and the other, they feel as though rock is a slightly dirty word now because of all the pop stuff that goes on and technology. You can make your records in your own bedroom and stuff like that. So we're still keeping the old school way of live of that passion. As I said, a computer hasn't got a heart. For as long as it doesn't have a heart, we're in business.
I think it's you know, it's changing by the minute, as we all know, and I think it's something you have to embrace. You can't fight against it because it's here to stay, you know. Yeah, certain areas are very difficult, yeah. You know, for instance, you don't make any finance that you used to make out of record royalties, because you get things like Spotify come in and you get 200,000 plays on that, and you get enough money to go and buy a pint of beer, you know. So that your income stream has been lost, and that's a bit sad really, because you know, we wrote songs for many years and we were hoping to leave that as a legacy to our children when we pass away. We can't do that now because there's nothing to leave, you know. So that's a really sad indictment. But saying that, you have to embrace what's here today and try and make it work for you. And that's what we do. You know, we treat it in a positive way, not a negative way. We're on the road more than being at home. You know, we go home for 2 to 3 days at the maximum at any one week, and we're out again. Like for instance, we finish this show, we drive 4.5 hours to Munich airport, we sleep there for 6 hours, then fly to Heraklion in Greece to do a show there, and then back to London 2 days, and out again to Switzerland. So it's a big schedule, you know.
When we're off tour, we have to spend time with our family. Of course we do. That eats up time. And sometimes when you're on tour, it's music, and sometimes you need to clear your head and relax, you know. So sometimes you don't want anything. And then you listen to the radio and you hear something new, you find out who that is, and that's interesting. And there's a cycle of inspirations going on from new bands as well as the old bands, and ideas. And so you have to sort of balance your life out.
We created a template for Uriah Heep back in 1970, and we've stayed with it all the way through. Yeah. And that's our identity. If you change your identity, then you get lost in the melee, you know. Well, I don't think it means anything other than we're very grateful that we're still here doing it, you know. You'd never have believed that would ever happen, you know. And it has, and thank God for that, you know. It just shows you that good music will stand the test of time, and it does, and it will, and it continued to do so.
Though I love my gypsy queen, will she still be